John's or Chinese food? No, I have a better one. Indian food or Chinese food? Yeah. Starburst. Oh, really? Starburst? Starbursts are good. Chicken or ribs? Chinese food over everything. I'm telling you. Listen, y'all, I had Indian food tonight. It was freaking delicious. And the irony is called banging Indian food. I'm like, you ain't never lied. This freaking garlic naan is lit. Oh, ribs. Y'all need to stop eating pig, though. Stop eating ribs. I know ribs are good, but just don't eat pig. I'm telling you, heart disease is plaguing the world. You said, I like black women attitudes better. Completes me more, but I date all races. That's what's up, Donald. Okay, let's keep doing a few more, and I hope you guys come through. I can't be here for a long time tonight. I'm not going to be here till 5 o'clock in the morning, okay? It's not going to happen 5 hours later. Man, you guys said that about black people. I swear to God, next time you on a promo. So why don't you guys give me some? Oh, Gaza or Israel, you are evil. Free Palestine. Yeah, you know what side of the lines I'm on. Don't hate a player, okay? Because I'm definitely going to ride with the indigenous ones. Come on. Oh, somebody said Israel. Listen, why do we have to pick? But y'all picked. I'm standing with my people. Free Palestine. Quit the madness. They ain't many in the 80s. I'm 60 now. Dunkin' or Starbucks? I can't believe I'm going to say this, you guys. Dunkin'. You better believe it. Who has pumpkin coffee all freaking fall and winter? Does Starbucks have pumpkin coffee? Do they extend their pumpkin season is what I'm saying. Who's cheaper? Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'. I'm going with Dunkin'. And I'm on Dunkin'. Yes, I have a few albums out, but ain't nobody buying my goddamn album. You know what I'm saying? Showers or baths? Good one. Baths? Are you crazy? Ain't nobody trying to stand up. I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to lean back is what I'm saying. Come on, guys. Keep playing. You guys got some more. Pineapple on pizza all day. All day. That's I can't believe that people don't like pineapple on their pizza. Are you freaking kidding me? It's like dinner and dessert at the same time. I mean, how many of you guys eat fries and then dip it in your ice cream? Same thing. What do I sing? My poetry. I've been writing poetry since I was like a kid. And then I was like, you know what? After I took choir lessons, I can make this into a song. You guys want to hear my first song I ever made? Let me know. At any time. I can drop it on you is what I'm saying. Garlic naan or plain naan? Garlic naan. Garlic naan. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best cereal. Raisin Bran Crunch. You ain't ready. Jesus died for you and rose on the third day. Repent and rely on his sacrifice for your salvation. Oh, thank you, Tiptoe. I will do that tonight. Every night. They're talking about an asteroid hitting us in freaking May. Okay? I'm not going to miss a beat. I mean, sometimes I just repent just to repent. Just to play games like, God, remember when I repented last night? Should I repent again? Okay. God, please forgive me for whatever I'm about to do in advance so that I don't have to keep repenting. You know? See how that goes? Beat two birds with one stone. I mean, no pun intended. Trump or Biden? Is that really a competition? I'll let you guys answer that because I have a non-partisanship. Yeah, an asteroid. I'm telling you, woke TikTok is like the greatest and worst because it's like, are we going too deep down the hole? TikTok or Instagram? Go. Pancakes or waffles? Or waffles. Have you ever had a Belgian waffle? I'm telling you. I am telling you. It is lit at IHOP. Dan, see, you know me. Dan knows me. How long have you been on today? Bro, I just got on, bro. Bro or bruh? Go. Would you rather? Which one would you rather? Bro or bruh? Gen Zs, millennials, where you at? Praise break with what? Flowers or garlic bread from a guy? Flowers. Give me some damn flowers, okay? I have a vase that's been sitting here with dust. I'm just joshing you. I'm dead serious. No pun intended. Bruh or bro? Bro, really? Let's do it in a sentence. Bro, are you serious? Bruh. You serious? Which one would you rather? Spoon or fork? Ooh. That's hard. I'll let you guys answer that. I think I'd rather prefer a fork. Because you ever like try to eat something and you can't pick it up? Ooh, that's frustrating. Imagine trying to cut steak with a spoon. I'm gonna need my therapist on speed dial. Could you imagine that call? Thank you. I'm glad. Hey, listen, I spent money. I invested in my show. You know what I'm saying? You guys gotta invest is all I'm saying. You trying to come up, you gotta invest. My steaks can be cut with a spoon. That steak must be freaking juicy. I'm talking tender. Okay? With that said, Tinder or POF? I don't know. It's been a while, guys. I've been hitched for about 6 years, so POF for me. I'm talking dinner every night. Guys are suckers. I did go on a date. Like I would never do. I would just go for food. I would just sit there. I would go straight. Yeah. Get into it. I could have another drink, please. You know what I mean? But there was one that did point out to me. I started to like European guys because I went to my like screw American phase. Like I'm so tired of these freaking Americans. Like, get me the frick out of here. You guys keep telling me to leave the country. I'm freaking gone. So I started to date. I dated an Albanian guy, which Albanians are freaking cool. They're real hood with it. They kind of remind me of like Italians. And this guy, he wasn't Albanian. He was like, I think he's like Russian or something like that. And they're real smooth too. Like everybody thinks like white guys are like these dorky like guys that just want to talk about like crypto and whatever the hell. But European guys are actually, they real hood with it. But he looked at me like, at the time I was probably like, 140. I wasn't fat, but you could tell like European guys. I mean, maybe this is wrong. I think he felt like I was a catfish is what I'm saying. And I was like, you could just see it in his eyes. I was like, shit, this date's over. But he still bought me food and I still got a drink. So, score is what I'm saying. It's cool. It's cool. She was lighter on her picture. Does USMC forcing me to eat everything with a spoon count? Say, what now? Wait, what? You're in the Marine Corps and they force you to eat everything with a spoon? Hulu or Netflix? Netflix, that's not even a competition, I don't think. I mean, we use Hulu, but we really use Netflix is what I'm saying. Like Hulu's like, you know what I'm saying? Like the friend that you don't really want to hang out with, but they keep calling you, so you hang out with them anyway. You have a good time, but you'd rather be somewhere else is what I'm saying. Italians, we rock. Yeah, I did have a good experience with the culture. But I have to say, I will never date another Italian guy. Okay, two of my kids are Italian. I went through my Italian guy phase because who doesn't like that? I'm telling you, one of my favorite movies is Goodfellas. I love all the Italian gangster movies. I'm telling you. Even now, if Goodfellas comes on, I'm like stuck at the screen. In a Bronx Tale, they even featured a black girl. Man, I was like, yes, they like black girls, yes. And then I dated a few, and I was like, no, I might as well just date black dudes. Like it was like almost what I would think it'd be like being with a black guy, but I've never been with a black guy. But everything I didn't want, if I dated a black guy, I got from an Italian guy. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so my dude is Irish and French. I'm telling you, I think it's the Irish. It's the luck of the Irish is what I'm saying. He gets me my coffee. You know what I'm saying? He's not quick to anger. I don't know what it is. The French side, I feel, dang it. God dang it. I should have charged my phone. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really think it matters, but culture matters. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm so sad. I gotta charge my phone. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. It is now 10:52. Who wants to be my moderator that actually moderates the time? Because I just cannot be here till 5 o'clock in the morning is what I'm saying. So who would you rather, a black guy or a white guy? Go. If she opens the door for you. Wait, what'd you say? You guys are wild. You guys are wilding in the comments. Well, is Italians are where it, what'd you say? Italians are where it's at. We love black girls. The Italian guys just got that swagger. It just draws you in. Like, how you doing? I'm like, I don't know. How am I doing? You looking good. Italian guys are, they always tell you. They always look you up and down. You looking good. Yeah. You want to drink? They don't care how much you drink either. You want to drink? Hey, yo, Tony. Give my girl a little chocolate sweet thing to drink. I'm like, yeah. You want another one? Yeah. Get her a lemon drop too. Yeah. So how you doing? How's your mom? How's the parents? How's your kids? You got kids? Oh, that's good. I love kids. You know, they're so family oriented. You cook? You cook? You don't cook? That's okay. I'll cook. Yeah. The best. You know what I'm saying? You like pizza? You don't like pizza? You like lasagna? You don't like lasagna? You like piccata? You don't like piccata? You know what I'm saying? I got you. It's okay. I'll make you something special. You know, secret family sauce. It's all in the sauce, you know. You gotta put the olive oil in it, you know. Blend it around. You gotta put the love in it, you know. Yeah. I swear to God. They be like, hold on, love. Hold on, sweetie. I gotta take this call. Yo. Meet you at 10. Whack 'em. You'd be like, whoa. Then they get off the phone. You'd be like, excuse me, whack who? Don't worry about it. Just focus. I'm just focused on you right now. He's just real slick with it. Come back with blood. Oh, it's ketchup. Should I be a comedian now? No. Okay. Stick to real estate, Andrea. Stick to real estate. Focus. Is this a comedy bit? No, but if you want it to be, I'm just saying, I'm waiting for my moment, man. I just want to give you guys my little bit of me, my personality, you know what I'm saying? You know, we will be over here fighting all the time. We'd be fighting, you know what I'm saying? Just for fun and shit. Double dutching, you know, debate, you know, switching thoughts and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. But it's just like, I don't want to fight with you guys all the time. I don't want to freaking fight, even though I will fight. I will fight with you, but I don't want to because I love you, but I can also fight you at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's like a love and hate relationship is what I'm saying. Moving on. Thoughts? Guns? What? You guys want to get into the politics? Are you ready for the debates? It's 10:54. I'm only going to stay here until God knows when. Because I will fight. I will fight for our rights. We're not going to take it. Guns plaguing society. Picture this. Guns everywhere. More guns in this country than people. Mass shootings every 2 days. Kids being shot dead at lunchtime. And your answer for a solution is more guns? Come on, man. I swear to God, I love the gun debate because to me it's just like, it's like a no-brainer. It's like gun control because guns are out of control, right? Like, it's like if your body was infested with like cancer and it was like out of control, you would want to control it. So you take chemotherapy, you take medicine, you do everything in your human power to stay alive, right? So why would you want more cancer? Doesn't really make sense to me. And then people say, well, cancer doesn't kill people, people kill people. No, cancer is why I'm going to die. So don't you want to do something about it? More guns. I just can't. I can't deal with you guys sometimes, man, is all I'm saying. I cannot deal. You made the... That's an answer for those with no... What? We would be locked down without... Every 2 hours and 37 minutes, people... Yes, Dan. Yes. They don't get it. They don't care. Gun enthusiasts will sit here until the sun comes up and continue on with their freaking banter about how awesome their AR-15s are. And then I sit here and I say this. AR-15s are quite often used in school mass shootings. What do you want to do about it? And then they go, well, it's not that dangerous. I'm like, but I'm pretty sure 30 bullets in a magazine is quite dangerous. You don't even have to reload 30 shots. That's pretty massively dangerous. But it's not the most common gun used. So obviously the revolver or the handgun is going to be statistically on dated paper more dangerous because more people use it. But one can knock out a whole freaking classroom within minutes. Where are your solutions? What I'm saying. More guns? What is wrong with you? Everybody is scared to die. But people are so scared with people with guns that people are obsessed with having more guns. Do you understand how that works? That's just kind of crazy to me. I just don't get it. But the line is open and tell me your thoughts. I'm going to have to turn off my wonderful, wonderful sound. I love you, baby. I just love you so much. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Because my phone's about to die. But I'm here, all ears, to listen to what you guys have to say. So let's go. Or I'm going to bed. That's right. I just gave you my heart. I put it there on the platter. What are you going to do? Entertain me. I need entertaining too. Let's go. Who's coming? Well, I charge my phone. Imagine if somebody actually said it like that. I'm charging my phone. I'm like, dude, no. It's phone. Do you know people like that just like purposely jack up the English language? I was just talking to my friend and she says coffee. I was like, what? Don't you know where you live? This is Connecticut. It's not coffee. That's like some West Coast stuff. It's coffee. How you doing? Coffee. Get it right. All right, so I'm going to charge my fern. We should start saying it like that. And like, how do you spell fern? You're like F-H-O-N-E. Like, no, the way that no. You guys don't like that one, huh? Take that joke right out of the... Okay. Look, I'm still talking like my mic is on. No, it's not on. It's not on. I'm on. On chin. Thank you for the purple hearts. What's up, Miss Petra? Petra. Be respectful or get muted. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Huh. Knock these freaking haters out the park. That's what I'm saying. We're freaking Yankees in here. Thank you. What are you putting up your nose? What did you like to know? Can they just walk into class with a homemade potato launcher, narrow the pipe, shoot rock? What are you on? Allowing teachers in the U.S. to carry would be the dumbest idea ever. You know, Easy does. I know this sounds crazy as a gun control activist enthusiast for the, precautionary measurements, but I'm really not opposed to the idea of teachers having guns, as long as it was secure in the classroom, as long as the door automatically locked. I think that if the doors automatically lock, what if the protocol was, okay, there's an active shooter, so obviously some people might be getting shot, but everybody else, the protocol would be to run into a classroom and the door automatically locks and the door is bulletproof, right? Now, and you think that's going to be expensive? Maybe, but I think it's so worth it. I mean, I would feel more secure as a parent knowing that my kid's classroom was bulletproof, is what I'm saying, the door. And I did see in one of the shootings, Oxford, Michigan, was the one where some kid was trying to get into the classroom. And the kids looked pretty safe. And the dude even knocked on the door. Did you guys see that? And he's like, let me in, guys. And then he started acting aggressive. And then when they realized that this was a dude that was getting angry because he couldn't get in, Which I don't know if that was the intruder, to be like the truth. I think it was just a kid trying to get in and they weren't letting him in. But nonetheless, they ended up running out of the window and then going to across the building. So I think having the classroom doors lock automatically could help. But let's just say they got in and there was a gun, much like a fire extinguisher with, let's say, a few bullets, just like maybe 1, 2, or 3. Those 3 bullets could save a life. But it's hard because then you would have to trust the teachers. And that's the problem with guns, is that how do we know who to trust? You really can't trust anybody, which is why I think we need to really extremely restrict the use, because they're being misused so often. I think we need to see our guns the way we see the COVID virus or any other thing that's plaguing our country. I think we should have like a forecaster weather person talk about the guns. I feel like I should start doing that. Wouldn't that be a great idea if I reported guns, violence, deaths, or gun shootings like I did like the news for the weather? I'm telling you, you guys will see that the weather is inclement nationwide, is what I'm saying. I could be like, today in Mississippi, a mass shooter killed 7 people. Shot 7 people. In Chicago, actually, I'm being honest, that did happen. In Chicago, 100 people died today. Randomly. I think it needs to be reported more. I think it needs its own section in the news. I hope somebody finds me, is what I'm saying. It's so relevant. I mean, could you imagine 100, I think, 6 or 9 people die a day? And how many do we actually hear about being reported? People die so often that they're not even reporting it. It's like, oh, imagine a person working at the hospital. They got another one, huh? Dang, it's a dang shame. Did you put a double dose of creamer in this? Because I ain't playing. I want my money back. You know what I'm saying? They just be moving on, is what I'm saying. And a lot of those, some of those, if you will, are children. I think I calculated the other night, about 8 kids die a day when I crunched the numbers. Yeah, it's a freaking problem. This freaking dude, you know what I'm saying, is being reported for shooting multiple people at a party. It's like, for what? I would love to be able to go to the jail cell while he's a suspect and allegedly did something that we know he did. I would like to talk to him and be like, young brother, I don't have a racist bone in my body. I am you, you are me. We are black people. Why are you doing this, though? Why did you do what you did? Your life is over? Was it worth it? I think it's important, while other people talk about social economics with their freaking glasses and degrees, talking about the root issue historically, I think we should go to the source. If you want to get to the root, I think you need to go to the source. It's like the people doing it. Just to get an idea, of why, today, people decide to make such really irrational decisions that affect everyone. It's like, if you want to be crazy, be crazy. If you want to do drugs, hey, you got to do what you got to do. You're going to learn eventually when you can't sleep at night. You're going to learn eventually when you are laying on the ground and you think you're dying and you're not. So, it's just kind of mind-boggling to me when people get so amped up, when people do self-inflicted things. Hi, I'm doing good. But when people do things that affect everybody universally, it's like, how do you get there? Do you guys think about this type of stuff? This is a Sagittarius moment. Am I too philosophical for y'all? It's like, you said I love sleep. Everybody loves sleep. But my point is, when you get to a point to where you can't stand your life or you get tired of bullying, where you freaking snap and you feel like you want to take everybody out. That's a whole nother level of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Happy 2022. I haven't seen you all year. You know, that's what's right. The goat ain't dead, God. Okay? So, you know, we got a guest. We got a guest. I'm somebody, is what I'm saying. That I usually always talk to on here. Hey.
What's up?
Happy New Year to you.
Yes, happy New Year. How you doing?
Good. How's the family? How's the girls?
They're good. They're good. We had they stayed up last night. They stayed up till midnight for the first time. And
that's awesome. Did you guys see who was it? Andy? Was it Andy? He got real drunk. Anyway, what's going on with you? What's going on in your world?
Oh, nothing. It's actually it's the first time, you know, I live in Texas, so it's the first time that we're actually gonna get cold. So, well, cold for here. We're gonna get down to like
yeah, because we cool in Connecticut. I keep looking outside. I'm like, the snow ain't here yet. Yes.
Well, it was 82 today. Tomorrow morning it's gonna be 27.
Did you see what's going on in Colorado?
Yes.
What is going on?
Wild.
In Colorado.
I don't know. That's why my brother went. My brother actually took a vacation there this week. So
there's like fires going on. Andy Cohen, that's right, Dan. There's like a fire going on or something, like a state emergency. Hey, but I don't want to waste your time. I want to get right into it. I was reading Texas gun laws and was amazed that
which part?
That there is no part. They were just like, man, we ain't doing this, man. We ain't got none of it. We want no part of gun control. Get the fuck out of here.
So yes and no. So obviously, yeah, you can open carry, whatever.
Yeah, but it's not just open carry, you guys. It's open carry in like no age requirement.
Well, there is an age requirement.
Are you sure about that? Because I think I read.
You just can't be a 16-year-old walking around with a gun.
No.
But at the same time, concealed carry, you still have to have your permit. You can't conceal carry without a permit.
But what's the age requirement?
I believe it's still 18. Well, I believe it's 18. It was 21 for concealed.
Make me get my other phone.
I still want to say
a favor. Read Texas gun laws. I'm just like, yo, how do you guys feel safe?
Well, if you look at, actually, I forgot there's a few cities across the country that already do this, and their crime is actually down. And I don't remember what city. I wish we were going to talk about this because I would have remembered what cities. The next time I come on, I'll research and figure out what cities they were, because when this first came about,
you'll have a chance another time.
Yeah, when they first talked about this, I don't know, it was probably 6 months ago. I think they were talking about some other cities that did it, but I need to look. I wish I knew the name of them. So one thing I just wanted to chime in real quick on a couple things. One, when you were talking about teachers with guns in schools, and I've talked to a few people about this, and they always have the same argument: is that, you know, they don't trust the teacher, blah blah blah. I can't think of one time in history where a teacher shot a student. I can't think of any time that's happened, and I think that's a valid point to make. Because,
I mean, I can tell you how many times they hooked up with one.
For sure. But that's a whole nother story. But
I could never understand that. How could you be a teacher and be looking at these little kids like, how you doing?
No.
You know what I'm saying? You got that, but I'm gonna give you an A+.
Well,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. My girls are 10. Yeah,
trying to be funny.
No, it's. I mean, there's obviously you can have humor in it, and you can make it funny, but, you know, I think you can do that with almost anything. But when it comes, you know, if it comes down to that, let someone try that with one of my daughters. They're
all them AR-15s coming out. Yeah, I get you.
I still stick to my point that my AR-15 will never leave my house.
That's what's up.
Ever.
I do like that you but listen, girls aren't the problems.
No, I know that.
All the research that I've done,
Yes.
girls are usually victims of the gun, not perpetuate. You guys don't make fun of me. I can never say this word.
No, make it
perpetuators. Okay, there you go.
Yes. That's right. It's a real word. It's a real word. So
girls, you can relax. We ain't killing each other. We now are there girls trying to steal people's men? Are the girls freaking talking crap? I mean, we're just kind of like on the side, messy. But we you're gonna live to fight another day is what I'm saying. And we do scratching, we do hair pulling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we don't take guns. Men are freaking crazy. Okay, let me just say this: men, are freaking freaking crazy. How do you get to a point to where you're so mad at the world that you're like, you know what? That's it. I'm taking out everybody.
Yeah, that I don't know. I can't. But that's the thing is that there's that mindset that we'll never know what that feels like. We will never know what that feels like.
I hope not.
Thank God. But at the same time, like it's a whole nother switch that we don't understand. And which is,
well, you're a guy. Let's entertain. What has made you the most like pissed you've ever been?
Well, this is funny. I was talking about this with my boss the other day, and we were talking about like I forgot what it was. Like some guy shot his wife. I forgot. And so we were talking about, okay, there's two reasons why that would happen. One, infidelity, and the other one might be money.
Right.
And and I'm like, you know what? I said, I don't care what my wife did. I would never. There was only one reason I would shoot someone. There's only one reason that I would go after someone to shoot them. If that's what they fuck with my girls and did something they shouldn't have done to my girls.
Right.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can think of that would get me that enraged. And with even with a calm down period, I don't think I'd be able to calm down. And
I think you just passed the psychological evaluation test.
maybe, but I can't think of any reason that I would get so mad where I'm going after somebody. But even at that, to me, like the gun would be too easy. If someone did something like I'd want to do some medieval shit, like some Pulp Fiction shit.
Well, nobody better not mess with your daughter. I'm trying to, when the boys come and they come to date your daughters, they're gonna see those AR-15s and be like, nah, this day is over. But I wanted to pick your brain real quick since you're here. And by the way, you guys, please follow him. He's got good content, and I think a collaboration dynamic is pretty interesting. Because we don't actually agree with each other, but we do have respect, which is what we need to see more. But what I want to ask you is, I do think we agree on the terms of the pandemic, and I don't want to talk about pro or anti. I'm not doing that. But what I do want to say is, have you thought for a second this year that maybe these, you know what, don't work? I mean, they're talking about another booster.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. It blew my mind. And I actually did a video. This is fun. So something happened to me.
I'm gonna ask somebody as you're talking. I hope you don't mind.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Sure. Something happened to me today that's never happened before. So I did a video this morning, and it was basically about my brother has been kind of sick for the past few days, going for a week. So his place he worked sent him to get a COVID test.
Yeah.
And which is fine. So he went and had a PCR test done. Yeah. And they called him and said, okay, you're COVID positive. You have to go home for 5 days, but don't worry, it's the least harmful form of COVID. And so I said, oh, you have Omicron. He goes, no, they said it was something different. I'm like, did they give you anything? And they said, yes. So I said, send it to me. And so this video I made this morning is basically telling that story and showing he was tested positive for COVID 229E, which is the cold. So they told him he was positive. They sent him home because he had a cold, which is fine. If you want to go home and have your employees, that's fine. But what I don't know is if they're counting that. Are they counting that as a positive, a cold? So I thought that part was pretty wild. But I had
that makes sense though. That makes sense.
Well, if you think about all the positives that are going on right now, but I had two friends text me about a couple hours ago, about 4 hours ago, and they said, "Hey, you're going viral on Telegram. I don't know what that is." I said, "I don't even know. I'm not even on there." They go, "No, somebody got your video and is sharing that on there, and you're going viral there. So
wow.
that was
What is it called? And I just want to say this, you guys, please do not report my show. I will fight it, and we're just giving opinions, which shouldn't trigger anybody. Like I said, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not promoting not to get the vaccine. We're just sharing our thoughts about what's going on. It's important because sometimes I sit here and I'm like, am I the only one that thinks like this thing doesn't work? Because at one point I didn't want to get it because all these people that I was seeing dying from getting it after, I was like, well, what's the point of that? So let me stick around and wait. But it wasn't like I wasn't going to get it. Listen, y'all, I've been sick so much this year. I was sick for 3 weeks recently. I'm just finally being able to not blow my nose. You guys have seen me every day. I've been blowing my nose like crazy. I'm sick and tired of being sick. So right now, I would probably give in. I'd be like, you know what? I don't want to risk getting sick again because this last one, people say Omicron was like a milder one. I didn't find that to be true. I got super freaking sick, y'all. I told my kids, if I pass out, call the 911. That's how my breathing, it affected my mind. Like I was having like everything about my body was just freaking weak. I can't explain it. It was horrible. So honestly, if it was working, I probably would give in at this point. Because we can't deny that there isn't these variants. We can all say that the COVID is real, the Delta was real, and Labana, they're all real. But why aren't the vaccines working?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Omicron is it's 70 times more contagious than Delta. So everyone's going to get Omicron, and for the most part, it is the most mildest version.
Hold on, I want to block somebody because if you're even going to insinuate that you're going to block my show, knowing how hard ridiculous. I work, I actually made him a moderator. Shit. Hold on, let me just block this person. You're out. Okay, go ahead.
So with that, like and for some people it's not. I mean, obviously, COVID affects different people different ways, and that's been proven since day one. So luckily when I got it, you know, I no fever, no nothing. The only thing that got me was I couldn't smell or taste for 7 months. Thank God that's
happened, you guys.
Thank God that's done.
I was like, babe, I can't freaking taste this coffee. What am I gonna do?
Well, you know, and I part of what I do is I do a lot of restaurant consulting along with my other job, and a lot of that entails building recipes for people. And that was really hard to do with not being able to smell or taste. So
right.
But
hey, Guardian, Pat, did you have something to say? Because we know each other, so we just go right into it. But did you want to say something? Yeah.
Were you? Yeah, I was trying to chime in when you guys were talking about before this. I think it already kind of got cut off. Yeah, I wasn't sure what was the whole talk about?
Guns, so you could just hop on that topic at any moment. It's actually my favorite thing to debate because I study so much about it. So just whatever.
Yeah. And I think I was on your live last time.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your? So again, I'm all for definitely for Second Amendment, but also with added measures when it comes to checking people.
Yeah, there needs to be more of you guys. Can I just say that there needs to be more people that are for the Second Amendment, but are willing to compromise because they realize the data is prevalent. Anyways, yeah, go ahead. What are the restrictions that you would like to implement if you could?
Well, I mean, if you're going to buy a gun, especially if you haven't, especially you need a background check done. Know who you are as a person. Medically, mentally, you also want to make sure that person's able to carry a gun. And then, after that, I'd say it's game at that point.
So, but those checks are in place now. But I know. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
They are in some states. Yes, you're correct. I live in Missouri, and they're not in place at all. I can go buy a weapon down the street without having to get checked.
There's still a federal check, a federal background check that has to be done to get a gun. And if they don't do that, then that's a problem.
Right. I'm just saying it still happens. So And
straw man purchases
that's
are done. And, the fact that obviously I respect you. I respect everybody's opinion, but I mean, it's the denying of the prevalent information. It's for that really gets to me, because it's not a exaggeration that it's easy to access guns in this country. Like, that's just like common knowledge at this point.
No, that's that. No, it is easy. It is easy.
Where'd he go?
I think you got cut out for a second.
Okay. Somebody called.
To get them. It's easy to get them illegally. A lot easier.
No, but that's not true. Listen, and I've heard that debate. Like, if you buy a gun by strawman purchase, that's illegal. Yet everybody knows. Like, I find that there is a what's it called, double standard. Look, Kyle Rittenhouse, that wasn't his gun, and that gun was a strawman purchase gun. I'm not debating if he was innocent or not. I'm debating the fact that the gun that he got was not purchased legally. So with that said, why aren't people putting attention to that? Because I believe if he didn't have that gun, that two people would still be here today. Now, if you want to debate that he did it because he had to defend himself, that's on you. But what I'm telling you is he defended himself with an illegal gun, and that should be discussed.
So, and when he got, so I forgot who bought. So if we just talk about that piece of it, who bought that gun? I forgot who bought that gun.
So his friend of his. And guess what? What did you say?
A friend of his bought it in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and guess what? His friend, I think, is getting in trouble.
So if and let's just put just in a vacuum, talk about that part right there. If he had the gun and he wasn't supposed to have it, then so if his friend is going to be held accountable, that there needs to be accountability if somebody gets a gun that shouldn't have a gun. If it's that accountability part needs to be there, and I don't think anybody would argue that, or at least they shouldn't.
Right.
So the it's starting to get cold as balls out here, but I like it. So
listen, you guys are cool like 1 month out of the year. Okay.
But, yeah.
Connecticut is ridiculous. In Connecticut where I live, what's his name? He said, if you don't like the weather, just wait a minute. Mark Twain said that. If you don't like the weather here, just wait a minute. And that's so true.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it was 82 during the day here. We're about to get to 28s here soon.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it happens. It happens quick. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit further, and we kind of got off on a little bit of a tangent, was with the teachers having guns. Right. And if I think if teachers want to, I don't think teachers should be made to. I think teachers, if they want to, should be able to, there should be all the laws being followed. They should have one. Yes, they should be locked up. Yes, the door should be able to be locked. On that end, they're talking about all the money they want to put into the schools for the HEPA filters and all this stuff. I don't think that matters more than getting doors that lock, getting security in. And my daughters go to a private school, but one of the things we do is every day there's two volunteers that are basically security, that they tour the parking lot, and it's and hopefully they'll never be needed, but it's just one little bit of added protection, just one more peace of mind.
Yeah, let me just I got someone here making comments about me on your web chat. No, the reason I said something to her, just to put it out for everybody else, she said that cops' lives don't matter. And I am a cop, so I feel like you threatened me. So I don't. She said I threatened her. So I never threatened
somewhere else.
And I never reported anybody else. Yeah, it's saying I reported them. I never reported them. So whatever. I'll just keep going.
Is this somebody that knows you?
No, I was on a different live chat. Yeah, she said I threatened her with gun violence.
Listen, whatever. Sometimes I read the comments, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
You're a police officer?
Yeah.
Yeah, where at?
Well, I'm out of Missouri. Not gonna say where.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. My brother is a detective with APD here in Austin, so.
Oh, okay.
I know,
what did you say? So who threatened who with a firearm? This guy?
Yeah, she said I threw her on the farm. I never did.
Are you a cop?
Yeah.
So what is she talking about?
Oh, we were just talking about guns, the Second Amendment. We're talking about communism and socialism. And
Yeah,
all I
fun
said was,
conversations.
yeah, and I'm also a veteran, so she
Well,
said her and her buddy was saying the communists and the socialists taking over the U.S. I said, well, I'm a vet, so I doubt that. I'm sure I could fight against that. But this is America. I have a right to say that. Besides that, that's as far as it went. She took it as I wanted to shoot her. That has nothing to do with it.
okay.
But if someone's attacking my country, yeah, for sure, I would do that. I'm going to defend my country. So that's how that went. I never said I was going to hurt her.
There is a thin line with your ideologies, and I do want to say that I do not support anybody that threatens a woman. That's just not okay, especially with a weapon. So I think you should just be a man. Hold on. I think you should just be a man about it and just apologize instead of making excuses. You should be saying, you know what, I'm sorry if you took it that way, but I didn't intend for it to come off that way. And that's done. Now, when it comes to your ideologies, whether you want to fight for this country, well, you said you were in the military, is that correct, at one point?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but are you on duty now?
No, I'm not.
So at ease, soldier. Why are you so military? Why?
At ease? No, I mean that. What you have to understand is, America's beautiful because we have strong people in it. To just sit back and allow it to get destroyed, I will not allow it. That's what I was saying.
Guess what? But you sound like
I'm American, huh?
But
I sound like a patriot. That's what I sound like.
No, that's not patriotism.
And I'm not a militiaman. Don't put me next to them. I'm not a militiaman.
Patriots, listen, to me, the patriots were the ones that fought for equality. To me, the patriots are the ones that fight for our freedom. To me, the patriots
not the ones that give blood. Not the ones that give blood for our freedom.
Do you not know that we are all Americans?
Look, we got people that fight for this country. That's what I'm saying. And actually go to war for us. And I'm saying it's all in correct manners. Our politicians send us to places we probably shouldn't be. But these people that I know personally that died, they gave up everything they had plus their family and went over thinking they're doing the right thing. That's what I'm getting at. I understand where you're getting at. I'm not saying that fighting for equality is not right. That's American too. Being a voice, freedom of speech, that's all America. I understand that. But I don't. My reason of fighting in the other issue is I'm not going to stand for communism or socialism. That's not what my country is based on. My country is based on freedom and freedom of speech.
Socialism is an ideology.
Right. It's an ideology, and I won't accept it.
And we live in a capitalist country.
Live a what?
So what I'm trying to get you to be is a little bit more grounded.
Okay, can I ask? So I'm gonna jump to a different conversation now that we went to this. So I got family members that grew up in a socialist country. Okay, so again, I will not accept socialism because there's no freedom in socialism. There's not.
Okay, hold on, but we have social programs.
Yes, we have social programs, but we don't have a social government.
But what is social to you? What is socialism to you? It's an ideology based off of people who believe that our country should be run equally. That's really what socialism is.
It's not good. I'll explain it why.
Okay, so do you think? Well, hold on. I want to know what you want to say, but I have a question for you. Do you think that capitalism is the best system?
Not the current system, no. Capitalism, yes.
Why?
Say again. Why?
I'm trying to see why my phone for some reason isn't charging. Yeah, why would you think that capitalism is a great ideology when for centuries people have been oppressed for 400 years? And I'm not just talking about Black people. I'm talking about Native Americans. I'm talking about indentured servants that were the Irish. I'm talking about even other chains of the white race, like chains, if you will, like Polish people. I just had a friend come on here. You guys are all my friends. They say like Polish people were very much discriminated against, to where his parents had to change their name. Let's talk about people that are anti-Semitic. I was just talking to my fiance about this. I said, babe, I can't believe that people actually have such hatred towards Jewish people, because when I look at them as a black person, they're white people. And there were people in this country that hated them so much they exterminated 6 million of them. So, a lot of exploitation has to happen in order for the 1% or anybody that wants to be a capitalist to become that.
Okay.
You don't just become a capitalist, right?
So
You have to.
Capitalism does not mean racism. I hate when people do that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
well, you're saying capitalism doesn't
it's not racist.
involve. Hold on.
It's not racist.
Well, I just want to answer that, because so if capitalism doesn't equal racism, then why has our country run on the ideas of enslaving people? I mean, the most deadliest war in this country was because people wanted to capitalize and have black people not even be recognized as first class or just citizens in general, and to work for free.
The Civil War wasn't about racism.
Now,
hang on. I'm sorry.
Can I explain?
Please. Hang on. No, hang on. Hold up. Let me ask you a fucking question. You claim to be a patriot. You claim to be a patriot, and yet you dishonor the Constitution.
Do you know?
Hang on.
Do you know?
Okay. Did you dishonor the Constitution by threatening a person for the freedom of speech?
Never would I do that.
Okay, they claim that you threatened them because they said they. Well, hang on. They claim that you threatened them because they stood for communism. I don't agree with it. Okay, that's fine, but if that gives you no right to threaten them.
She said all cops can die. So yeah, of course I talked back. Don't say that.
I mean, you threaten somebody back. Look. I work in the legal field. Okay,
let's talk about what you're saying. Let's talk about we're not here to discuss what happened in the other chat. Let's discuss what we're talking about here. You don't even know what happened. She's telling you one thing.
But okay,
I've been respectful, more respectful in this chat.
Guys, it's okay, you guys. Let's change the tone here, because this is year 2022. This will be my 3rd year entering in having my platform. And
I'm sorry, Andrea. I have military family members. Okay, he dishonors them. He is not a veteran. He is a disgrace to America. He is a piece of shit. Okay, I'm sorry, Andrea. He is absolutely what is wrong. He is absolutely what is wrong with this country. He is a disgrace to this country.
You know what's funny? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask a question?
1 second, and I'll let you have the floor. What I want you guys to understand is that respect, even when you don't agree with people, is something we all need to work on. I have to work so hard to not get worked up, and I get it why you're worked up. I do the same thing, but I'm just saying this year, let's try to understand people that we don't agree with, because we might be able to instill seeds that he might not see are growing, or maybe vice versa. Maybe we're wrong, hypothetically speaking. I don't think we are, but there's something going on in this man. And I believe if we can interject him with understanding, and at least with just trying to let him be heard, then maybe if he is a danger, I'm not saying that you are this, but I'm saying these are the type of people with extreme ideas that sometimes do extreme.
Here's the problem. He does not even believe in his own beliefs. He doesn't support the Constitution. That's the problem.
So let's ask him. Okay, so what one I would like to say, this is why you should just say sorry, to be honest. Can you do that?
Well, that's easy. I can say sorry, but let me explain. I'm sorry for whatever you thought I did, but that was never my intention. What part got at hand was, what happened was, I think, was when I was told cops need to die. I don't think I'm going to take that lightly.
Okay,
I am a
so
cop.
that person,
this
is like the 2 wrongs don't make a right. So when they said that,
exactly,
right. But what I'm saying is,
combative answer.
Probably came out with a combative answer, but I never said. Listen, real quick. I never said I'm going to kill anybody, because that's the last thing I would do. In my job, I never tell people I'm going to kill them. I've done my job correctly for the last 16 years. I've never done that. So,
and also, said sorry.
And if I was angry, if I was that angry and out of hand, I probably would have cussed at you, Miss Petra, but did I do that? No. I talk to people respectfully when I come in here. I might have a debate, but I am not going to cuss at you and call you names, because I'm here as a debate and respectfully, okay? I am not no crazy maniac, no militia man that's out here to kill people. Just straight up telling you guys. I'm just telling you what my beliefs are.
Miss Petra, can you accept that for now? so that we can move on? Can you accept that apology?
Yeah, no, I accept that. I just want, here's the thing. I get it, okay? But here's the thing. I don't agree with everybody, but I ultimately support their rights. That's the whole thing. Okay, I've heard some shit. Let me tell you, I've heard some shit on here. I absolutely am disgusted at, but I support their right to say it. Just because they say it doesn't make it reality.
Understood. Right. Now, they said they like communism. All I said is I don't care for communism. That's my opinion. That's what that was. They got upset and said
something. You guys a nice little background so we can get.
Yeah, but no, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know why she's coming here saying all this stuff about me because we had an altercation, but it wasn't like that. I never threatened to kill nobody. All I said was
let's move forward. All right. So you are obviously what party do you align with?
I don't belong to any party. I'm independent.
Okay. With that said, you have strong feelings and ideas towards people that you call socialist. Do you also have the same hate for people that
hang on? I'm sorry, Andrea. Please hang on. Pat me, bro. I called you out for your transphobia, for threatening to kill trans people. Okay. You know what?
Are you serious?
If you don't like it. Oh yeah, it's all over my post. You know what, pat me, bro? If you don't, it's a fake account.
Yeah, I don't have a fake account.
Is Petra? Is pat me, bro?
Not you, Guardian.
Is pat me, bro?
Okay, I'm sorry.
A troll?
Pat me, bro. No, not you. Pat me, bro, in the comment section.
Okay.
No. I've already had altercations with him. I've already called him out, and I screenshotted his comment. It's on my profile if anybody wants to go see. So you could come in here and keep trying to gaslight shit. But I see what you're doing, okay? So, anyways, I apologize, Guardian, Andrea. I really do apologize. I just want, because he's been in here before, and he keeps.
Yeah, you meeting him. Okay. Listen, Ms. Petra, you, my friend. I've talked to you almost on a daily basis. I just want you to be able. I think you got what you wanted to say out, but I really want to move forward, and I want you to be healthy. It's fine. Your health to me is more important. I realized, you guys, that although I have fun in politics, I would love to be a comedic political person. I think it's hilarious. I think everything that's going on right now is going to make me a lot of money soon because I'm going to get a mic and I'm going in front of you guys live. But anyway, I want to move forward. I want us to be better. We're never going to get to the solutions because, I feel like a lot of people think we debate all day and nothing's being done. I have made a promise that if anything ever happens to my show, as an opportunity, which we're almost at 100,000 followers. Right. I promise you, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. So with that said, we have somebody that doesn't agree with us politically. And it's important to know that he's not the only one that thinks like this about socialist people or communist people, which I do want to say this. There's never been a true socialist country, okay? Most people that are called socialists in this country, and this is just my theory, are people that have the ideas of an equal playing field. Okay, we live in a capitalist country, and it has not been built off of an equal ideology ever. It's not even equal now, to be honest. 90% of the institutional power is run by one race. Yeah, they let a few Black people in, but what type of Black people are they letting in is what I'm saying. Condoleezza Rice. Condoleezza Rice, really? Candace Owens, who's right now 2 million. A lot of people love her. Really? These aren't people. And I did like Miss Michelle Obama, but she was about as close to. Huh?
What's wrong with Candace?
What's wrong with Candace? The fact that you don't know what's wrong with her is concerning.
That's your opinion.
Because you have it. It's not only.
It's like saying you like Joe Biden because you're crazy. Is that right? No.
No. What you don't understand is that a majority. Are you white? I don't want to assume.
Oh no, I'm Black, Hispanic, and white. How's that sound?
You don't.
Isn't that crazy?
But it.
I
no,
know
not
I don't.
really. No,
that.
not really. Because you know what? When Spanish.
Oh, she's coming out here to probably cuss and yell now.
Okay, just relax. No, when people say that they're Spanish, that doesn't mean anything.
I'm just gonna tell the truth. That's all.
Okay, but hold on.
Go ahead,
when you
say it.
When you think, okay, you guys stop fighting. when you guys say that when Spanish people can be racist, I am telling you, I've talked to people in here that are Spanish supporter and have said racist things. And Uncle Tom is something that's really real. These are people. When people say black people used to be slave owners, yeah, there are opportunists out there. Yes, so if you're not black 100% like I am, you can't tell me Candace, you can't tell me if Candace Owens is credible. And that's
you have no idea where I'm from. You have no idea where I'm from to say something like that.
You cannot tell me as a black person.
I'll talk to you in a minute.
Who represents us well. And so many white people on a day-to-day basis that I do this at high volumes always say this: I love Candace. Well, guess what? The majority of the black people said we don't.
My best buddy's black and loves
Candace. If you're not interested in knowing why, and you're just interested of telling us why you are, then you are not a person that's
I never said that
to speak about what black people are saying. Because
but you don't even know me.
About us. She's not on a stage talking about white people.
It doesn't matter. You're not black, Guardian.
If Candace Owens,
that's what you think.
I can't wait for a white person to do what Candace Owens is doing to white people. Not because I would think it would be okay, but because I think that, you know what I'm saying? And we need to equal playing field here. Imagine a white person talking to black people, talking crap about white people. That's all they do.
So Joe Biden was a KKK member.
Let me tell you something. There's a white person right now that's going to make a lot of money doing it.
Joe Biden was a KKK member.
Andrea,
look at that.
Thank you for letting me on here to say my piece. I appreciate you.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to let you know that I'm here to tell the truth. What happened was Guardian Pat is a military member and a cop. I believe in ACAB. Sorry, that's my ideology.
Exactly.
And I have every right to express that.
Just let her finish, please.
And when he said, he said if communism was to take over this country, he would pick up his weapon and fight against the citizens that believe in communism. And when I said I don't, and when I said I don't care that about his service to this country, he threatened me and called me a bitch. So.
Okay, I'm out of cuss. I apologize for cussing. Okay, but so you made me angry though. I apologize.
I made a cop angry, so he threatens gun violence because I made a cop angry. This is what's wrong with policing.
Did I say gun?
Exactly. You said you're going to pick up your gun and kill communists. You said you were going to pick up your gun and kill communists.
If you go to war with us,
this is exactly what's wrong with policing.
So hold on. So you just admitted it. I just want to tell you this. Okay, hold on. Listen.
Okay, can I explain real quick? You're cutting me off again. Can I explain real quick? In a nice manner, at least give me my time to speak too. Why I'm saying that. So if the Taliban decides to come and bomb this country, are we going to sit by and let them do it? No,
that's called not American citizens. That's not American citizens, bro.
Nope. If communists start destroying this country, guess what? Yes, the military's coming out and they're going to take you over. It's the same difference.
Who says communism is here to destroy anything? You don't know what you're talking about.
Look,
and again, you're a cop.
That's not what I'm saying.
You are saying this as an officer of the law.
That's not what I said. What I said was, if you do something violent against the U.S.
No, you didn't.
As a citizen, that's what I said. I would pick up my weapon and I would go fight.
We were all there.
So can I just say this?
10 people here.
Right now, we just got through the holidays, and I feel like we're at a horrible Christmas party. Let me just say this. And I just want you to listen, Guardian Pat. I just want you to listen. I don't want to focus on what you did. I want to know how we could move forward. So, why so what is that?
Performative.
Why so performative? Can you suggest a different? Sometimes people need to be taught how to treat us, is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And when I mean us, I mean, like, even Americans. And he's American. Can you
wait a minute. You are dummy.
Can you suggest? So now you're. No, I just want you to listen because you're incapable to understand that you're
insulting me. You're insulting me.
Listen, and
I do my job good, so you can't.
Okay, but your job.
No, Superman does good.
Okay, can I just say this?
Oh my God,
I'm with the correctional officer. My man has a badge. Okay, that's how we met. I was like, dang, you the popo? He's like, no, I'm the CEO. And so I know what you guys do for what you guys are supposed to be doing and what you guys do and what you guys sacrifice. Okay. I understand that POs are actually more dangerous job than my CO, sort of, kind of, not really. But you have a fiduciary duty to the public. And I feel like a lot of cops are not taking their oath seriously. So right now the public has seen you say something. I think as a police officer that serves our public, you should just listen. So that's why I asked you, just give me a minute, right? Because I want to talk about gun control. And I do like talking about what you like talking about. We have something in common. I can talk about socialism and all the systems in this country until I'm blue in the face. So I want to talking to you about that. But we can't move forward with the fun debate. It's fun, right? Until you own your stuff. So how can you suggest that how can he be better? What do you want from him? Do you want him to like quit his job? What do you want him to do? What do you guys want from him? You want him to say sorry? He said sorry.
Honestly, I mean, in a perfect world, yes, I would want all cops to quit their jobs, to be quite
okay,
honest.
But that's really
my
extreme,
ideology,
love.
and I know that's not
She's
reality.
biased. You don't care about cops. Just leave it at that.
So, but
I don't have to care about cops. That's my
I know
right
you don't.
as an
It's
American.
my opinion. I'm just saying you don't care about cops.
But listen, cops should be held to a higher standard. You do not threaten citizens of your country for having a different ideology than you.
Stop. She comes right back.
You're a liar. There's 20 people in this live right now.
Okay.
She's antagonizing me. That's what she's doing.
So I hang up on everybody. So if I hang up on you, you can come back, but I just think you need a break. Because what I don't want is to be here till 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
Right.
I want to listen to you. This show would not be fun if we all agreed with each other. Okay. He's entitled to have his opinion, but I think you should be able to ascertain that you might have said some triggering things or inappropriate things. And I just think you just need to say sorry.
And I did. I said sorry for calling her a B. That's the worst it got. But I would never.
Everything that he said, you guys, he's saying sorry. He's not going to change overnight. So let's talk about that. So you have a very extreme perception with people that you say are socialists or communists.
Okay.
How do you identify if somebody is in either or? I'm really interested to know.
So here's something I will say. Identify socialism or communists. I don't identify socialists or communists because they are in every walk of life. You know, every citizen has their own way of thinking. So I can't go on the street and pull somebody over and be like, oh, I bet he's a communist or she's a communist. I don't know that personally. At work, I won't be able to figure that out. But I will say, can I say my piece of why I don't like socialism? Now I'll just tell you why.
You didn't really answer the question. That's concerning that you say.
No, I don't know. I don't know how to.
So much hatred towards these people with these ideals.
Hatred. Don't say hate.
Or you feel some type of way.
I dislike it.
Kill them, man.
Okay, so you did say that. Okay, well, I don't want to listen. I'm a gun control activist because I don't want people to die. Okay, I'm a utopian. You want to talk about capitalism? Okay. You know what a utopic person is? We are extreme love bugs. Okay, I want rainbows and freaking troll dances. So
the words I said was what.
Can you rephrase that without me being banned? I don't want to be banned.
What's that? Yeah, I'm not going to use say that.
What he said without insinuating terroristic threat.
She already said it. Go ahead.
I heard him say that he wanted to use his guns to get rid of communists. Let's say that. Like that's what he said.
That's way better.
That's like actually what he said. Like let's.
I actually admitted to saying that, so I'm not denying that. Only if I was under attack. Only if our country's under attack. Besides that, I wouldn't do that.
Under attack. So that's why I asked you, how do you differ between person who's a communist and who's not? Because like I said before, they're just like socialist. There are socialist countries, but from my studies, and let me know if I'm wrong, I read that there's never really been a true socialist country. There have been like variations of it. I think, but there are like Finland and things like that. Are considered socialist.
That's a social democracy.
Okay.
Socialism.
okay, there's socialism is a transitory stage towards communism. Communism is a stateless, classless society, right? That's like communism is. We've never reached it. There are different countries that have
Wait,
tried.
hold on, smart guy. Hold on, because come on. I know you're gonna give me some facts here, and this is stuff I know, but I like when people reinstate what I know. You said socialism.
Okay, communism.
Stateless, and I like how you worded that too.
Stateless,
And
classless society.
And a classless society. And how do you define? Which I know that's what
socialism.
It is. How do you find?
Is how you get there.
Communism? Huh?
No, that's communism. Communism is a stateless class society. Socialism is how you get there. Socialism is taking the means of production and giving them to the workers. So like that's
socialist is taking the means of production. There's so many definitions of this, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of definitions. There's a lot of confusion about it.
And what?
And giving them to the workers. Workers controlling the means of production.
Yeah, giving them to the workers. And so the only thing I want to add for that, if you guys are being educated on the subject, is that they both really coincide with an equal playing field idea. That there should be more equals, the proletariats and the bourgeoisie.
It's not even about equity. That's the thing, is like people have this idea about socialism. It's about equity. It's about being realistic about where the money comes from. Workers make the money. When you go to work and like whatever it is that you do, the company that you work for gets money from the work you do. And then the person who invested in it, who doesn't do any work, gets a cut of that for no reason. And
but that's not socialists. That's very unfair.
Yeah, well, it's not even about equality. It's just about fairness. Like this is you did the work. They're taking the money. It's not even about the fact that they have more than you or one person makes more than another person. It's about who's doing the work. Whoever's doing the work should get all of the money, right? They should get paid all that they're worth and not have somebody else scamming them just because they were born into it, right? That's all. That's like.
And
okay.
So, Guardian,
that's all we believe, man.
That.
No, and so so I understand a socialist democracy is probably like France, right? Which it is. It is
social democracy is a different thing.
Kinda. When it comes to socialism, in my mind, you're talking about, and I understand equality and we all want the same amount of money and all that.
Has nothing to do with it. I literally just said that is not what it is.
Well, you're saying if you work for it, you're going to get the money, right?
Right. Yeah.
But here's the thing. So family members grew up in socialist state, in a country that was socialist. Okay.
Which country?
Panama was socialist one time.
Not anytime recently.
No, not recently. It's democratic now, but
not since like the 40s, man.
Oh, like, dude,
your grandma who's like 90 something. Like, what are you
70s,
talking about?
Brother. Hey, hold on. 70s, 1970s. Go look it up. Torrijos Carter was close friends with Fidel Castro. Cuba and Panama had a very close relationship, plus Russia at the time. Now, there were U.S. bases there at the time, but it was the U.S. did not intervene at the time. It was being ran as a socialist country. Now, with that said, yes, everybody pretty much had a job if they wanted it. But when it came to equality, not equality, but paying the same, there was either a lower class or a high class. There was no middle class.
That's the laws, true before that in Panama, though.
What's that?
That was already true in Panama before the socialists took over.
Yeah, but now it's not a socialist country.
Classes, right? Like
it's not.
This is the thing. Right. Everybody wants to talk about how socialist.
Can I talk? About like a poor. Can I talk? You cut me off.
Wait.
You cut me off.
I think you just did, and I think he's trying to answer something.
But I'm not done yet. It's not a socialist country no more, right? So now we got back to. So what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people just want to be given money instead of working for it.
That's just a lie. That's just a flat out lie. That is just a flat out lie. Why would you think so extreme to the right? I mean, people in this country.
Yeah, man.
People in this country are tired of
about what we're saying. You're just outright fucking lying.
People in this country are tired of working until they're freaking what? Before it'd be like, you can retire when you're 60. I'm telling you, there are people not retiring. Like retirement is almost gone. Like I have told my fiance he's gonna retire as a state CEO. He's literally hasn't gotten a he's trying to do it, he's gonna be a CEO until he's 50. I said, babe, there's no way I'm freaking dealing with you working those hours until you're freaking 50. And he's been a CEO working for the state for what, 7 years, dealing with the people you book in, and there's no CEOs, and he hasn't even gotten a raise or a promotion.
So CEOs don't get paid at all. You're right. So, but again, that's the state's fault.
I'm like pissed about it because I'm like, at least if you're going to be here until you're 50, which makes
right.
me, listen, I'm from Hawaii originally. I'm stuck in Connecticut until he retires. And I'm probably going to die in my 60s because I partied in my 20s. Like, ain't nobody trying to do all that. So basically, we're in this country. We're working under an ideology that we have to work until we're almost dead. Most of us don't even live past freaking 70. We are not all Betty Whites. And none of us, some of us don't have Betty White money. Okay, we don't, not some, especially black people. Mostly black people
I never
in
had
this
money.
country have disparities. We die like in our 60s, 70s.
Right. I started from the bottom too.
Why are we working to all of us are working? You cannot be in America and not work. Even the bum on the side of the road that you guys all say is freaking rich still had to stand there in freaking inclement weather, freaking 12 months out of the year to get $1. I'm sorry, if you have enough, if you're standing on the road, you're working to me. Ain't nobody getting a check, nobody getting money unless you're doing something in this country. And the mere fact is, for freaking centuries, there were people allowed to freaking come up while people were freaking literally slaves. You said that the Civil War wasn't about slavery. I advise you to do your historical homework. That whole freaking war was about the enslavement of African people, African American people. What are you talking about? So yes,
there were slaves. There were slaves.
Hey, hold on. Don't you know that one of the things that they would do is when slaves were going up north in free states, if they were captured during the Civil War and they were captured, they were brought back down and pushed into slavery.
Who put them down there? The Union did it, right? It was, so what happened was the Union was racist too. The only reason Abraham Lincoln.
So you just said though it wasn't.
No, I did not. Listen, you said it was based on racism. It's not based on racism or slavery.
The fact is, the most deadliest war in our country was about the enslavement of black people. Point blank. Period. The North, whether they I don't know if they all wanted equality, but I think at some point the North.
They sure did not.
Maybe we shouldn't have shackles on babies.
Do you know what Abraham Lincoln did after? After the war, he gave out everybody free fucking land. The Homestead Act, a whole bunch of almost entire, and then he wasn't giving it to former slaves. He wasn't giving it to no, Abraham Lincoln. Marx wrote him a fanboy letter because he freed the slaves and because he gave out free property to people, like straight up.
Yeah, is that the 40 acres and a mule? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, no, that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual 40 acres that people did get, not the shit that they promised and didn't give black people.
Free slaves and everything got land. I know that. I mean, I'm not saying that there's no slavery.
Not even the free slaves. I'm just saying, you want to say everybody had to work hard to get ahead in America, but there was a point in our history where a whole bunch of people just got free giant plots of land. I'm not talking about ex-slaves. I'm talking about anybody who went west. Anybody who went west could get free land from the Homestead Act. They would go out and they would, at the second dawn hit, you'd run with a flag and stick it in the ground and you get the 10 acres around it. That's how the people got land. And so now you're telling me that everybody who has got anything in this country worked for it. Everybody's working really hard to get that shit. No, they built up years of generational wealth based on free fucking property.
Okay, but what do you want to do? You want to just destroy what we got now and then make it into a horrible country? I mean, I'm just telling you. I'm just trying to give you an answer.
We have a horrible country right now, man. It's a shithole.
No, we don't. We
have you been to the rest of the world, man? It is shitty here.
Oh, buddy, I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere. And this is the best country we live in. It's not the best country. We got things going on, but let's fix it. Why do we always have to turn ourselves and quit on our own country? We need to fix it instead of making it.
We're trying to fix it.
That is the most patriotic.
We're trying to fix it, man.
That is the most unifying, eloquent statement I've heard after doing this for 2 years. So it's not that your idea of patriotism is wrong. It's the fact that your idea is not inclusive. That's what's concerning, especially.
You know what's concerning me? You know what's concerning me? That as a patriot, as a veteran that served my country, And as a police officer, I do my due diligence to serve everybody the same. I don't care what color, what background, where you from. I don't care. I do the same job daily and treat everybody the same. My thing is, I walk down the streets, and I do live in Missouri. I'll say near St. Louis, and you know what? We get every cop. I'm talking about city, county. We get crapped on daily, but we still do our work, right? We still do our work because a lot of us do care about our job. Now, half of the police force quitting. They are quitting. They are quitting because we want to go home to our. We do want to come home to our families, right? But right now, I mean, and I'm not trying to blame the people. I mean, this goes for the government. They're also causing these issues. The local government's definitely doing it. I mean, there's a lot of heat both ways. But I mean, I am all about fixing things. I wouldn't.
What you're doing ain't it, man. I'm telling you right now, being a cop ain't it. You just said you wanted to serve your country, and you gave 3 examples. You said you're a veteran and that you were in the military, which is the same thing. And then you said that you're a police officer and you're out there serving your country. But all 3 of those things, what ties them together? It's a job that requires violence. You're doing violence for your country. That's what you see as serving your countries. But going out there and being like, I have the propensity to do violence just in case you need it, just in case somebody needs it, I can be violent. And that's like what your job is, right? That's basically, it's that and filling out paperwork, right?
So me, I've never actually shot somebody, so I'm definitely not a violent person. I've had to shoot.
It's a threat of violence, right?
But
I had a chance.
Listen, if you and honestly, I love when you get passionate. I said his red beard just be like going off. But let me just tell you this. I can say I really feel like I think that you have some really good points, but unfortunately, I do think you do have some racist idea, and that's not pertaining to Black people. Listen, I didn't say that you were racist against a certain race. What I'm saying is I feel like you have racist ideas pertaining politically. You know, a lot of people think that racism is just white and Black people at each other's throats. In fact, the 7 protected classes include sexism, classism, ageism, familiar status, and things of that nature. And I think on there it should be added political too. I think
my
you're
wife's
not
Democratic, and I respect it.
When you are saying things about people that are socialist or communist, I just think that's crazy to even suggest that Americans in this country are socialists or communists when we've never even had that system in place.
I didn't say we had a system in place.
We've never
and I don't want it.
America has started.
We're not even allowed to say
practice.
it, man.
Let me just say
right. Well, that's the thing.
Hold on, let me finish, because a lot of people think like you, and it's very scary. Because
really,
like even with the BLM protests last year, there was a lot of MAGA hats yelling at Black people saying "you communists," or yelling at white people that were backing the BLM, calling them communists.
I don't support Trump. Just to let you know.
Okay, well that's here nor there, but your ideas do support him, though.
No, they don't. I'm not a Trump supporter.
Well,
I'm not a Trump supporter.
What I'm saying is your rhetoric is the same.
I voted for Obama, just to let you know. I'm just telling you.
Listen, that's wonderful. But somewhere down the lines, you're not realizing that your rhetoric pertaining to people that could be communist or socialist in a capitalist country is a little bit convoluted. Am I wrong? The loud fire is fire.
You're totally wrong about what I believe.
Saying you don't believe in democracy, man, is what you're telling me. Like you're saying that like we shouldn't be allowed to just have our political beliefs at all, or like if we espouse. No, but like you're having fantasies where you get to shoot us. Like you're saying like,
no, I did not say that. Oh my God!
No, but you did though. You said you did though.
If you were attacking me with a weapon, yes, I would fight back.
But why is that thought in your head? Like who said they were going to attack you? Nobody said they were going to attack you.
I'm a warrior. I'm a military man.
That is
I fought a war.
You're not a warrior, buddy. You're not a warrior.
Honestly, I'm just going to say this because I have a business.
You're not a vet, obviously. Keep going.
I wouldn't want to lose my career over saying something on TikTok. People got to stop
saying
that.
What?
Listen.
What am I saying? I haven't said anything bad yet.
What I'm saying is,
I uphold the Constitution. Is what I do.
Okay, but does that give you a right to make preconceived notations about people in the public in regards to their political ideologies?
Did I say that?
So that's
you guys have been saying that.
Sir,
I've never threatened nobody. what I said was, if I ever had, if I ever got attacked,
that you have though. So what I want to say is this.
Well, they can say what they say. That's not true. I
just realized I like talking about gun control more than politics, more than political ideologies, because I feel like a lot of people are like really insane. Like, are you guys not understanding that we live in a capitalist country, yet you are claiming that people, or you have to go to war with or combat with, are communist or socialist? And you somehow,
if it came down to that, I didn't say we have to.
Somehow in your head, you have commingled these people with weapons.
Are you serious? I'm not hoping for war, dude. I've been to war. I don't hope for that. I just
you might
wish
have
that
PTSD or something. There might be something going on mentally
because you keep bringing up that we're going to attack you, and no one said that except for you.
I didn't say that.
That's from you.
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, that's what happened in my discussion. In the last discussion was, oh, we're going to take over. I say, well, yeah, go ahead and try. That's all that happened. That's what happened in my last discussion.
So, the loud is fire. If you want to come back, come back. But I'm just trying to give everybody. It's already 12 o'clock, and I already told myself that I wasn't going to be here all night. I was not expecting this, you guys. I wasn't expecting to get adopted with what.
So let me ask you a question before I leave. Just ask a question before I leave. I know you're saying that you're not biased. I'm not trying to threaten your. I'm not saying that your ideologies aren't different or not, but just because I might go a little more Republican Democrat, you think I'm a horrible person. So how is that biased? I wonder.
I'm sorry.
That's not biased.
What you think you're asking why I think that you're biased?
My views to you makes me a biased person. Now you have different views than I do, which I respect them. So I think it goes the same way. I don't think I should be accused of being a right-wing extremist when I'm not. I'm trying to get protection.
What I'm saying is if you don't claim a party, which you said you don't.
No, I don't. I said my lean.
Your rhetoric, but your rhetoric is the same. So go sign up because you're going to fit the bill.
Okay, Andrea, can I interrupt here?
Go ahead.
Please do not take this caller, and you and I are friends. We had that good conversation. Yeah. But don't take something from this caller and surmise that his rhetoric and use those terms to put him in that person box. Because I don't think he's in that person box.
He is. He's very far right, to be honest. Because you have to understand these ideologies, social and communism. We talked about socialism leading up to communism. Again, we live in a capitalist country. We've never practiced these ideas. Other countries have and have been either successful or not. I believe that every system has failed every society.
So because what's he saying?
Let me finish. What I'm telling you is every system in society across the world has failed the people because of one thing. If capitalism and socialism and communism wasn't infested with corrupting politicians, corrupted people in power and greed,
right? But
and evilness,
here's what
capitalism would be great. I really don't see nothing wrong with communism. A stateless and classless society. Who wouldn't want that?
People get very surprised, like on college campuses.
Why are you defending him? Because
they're like,
why are you? Can I ask you this?
Bernie Sanders lives in a $10 million house.
What I want to say is this: he doesn't need the defending. So why do you feel like he's being bullied or something? You think he's not being heard or something?
I don't know. Well, listen to him.
Yeah. I mean, that was the main thing. I just think, and I'm not trying to look at. It's probably not your fault. Someone came in here and said something. And maybe at that point, you might have had a thought of who I might be. But I am not at all an extremist because I defend that. If you believe in, I'm okay with you believing in communism, socialism, just as long as you don't hurt nobody. That's it.
Okay. So let me reframe this. And I think you've said this multiple times, and I don't want you to waste your breath. I believe that the only time you would go into a combative tangent is if you feel somebody is dangerous.
Taking the guns up for me, yes. taking their guns at me and shooting.
And you're a police officer, so obviously you've been trained to react when people are out of line, and that's just that's just what he was trained to do. That's not really concerning to me. If anybody is going to endanger anyone, I would hope with your training that you would intervene. I would hope that you would not escalate a scenario.
No.
I do think that police officers need to be more trained on de-escalation. But you know, we're seeing that quite often, and I do feel that you probably need a break from the job if you even feel that there is a certain type of, like, to me, I think as a cop, you should not be like, my man is a CEO and he doesn't even talk about politics really.
You need to be level-headed first off, and you don't strike me as a level-headed person.
Like equilibrium. Like, if you feel the way that you feel, that's fine. But because you're so extreme with it, and you're already plotting to take it to an escalating situation, yet the situation never even happened yet.
Okay, so can I explain on that part? So when I'm talking about politics and debating on it, I'm gonna say what's on my mind at the time. But when I'm at work, I ain't talking about politics. I ain't talking about who I like more, who I like less. I don't care if you're the guy that is. I mean, I am there to do my job. I mean, and I've been doing it for 16 years without causing any. Never been written up for doing something bad. Okay,
good.
I don't want my career to be stigmatized here by someone else that thought something else different about me. Now, extremist, I'm not. I want to repeat that. I am not an extremist. And the reason I'm not, you can look at my jobs. I ain't gonna explain what, but I've been plenty of jobs close enough where I'm required to be close to the president. But guess what? I've had those jobs because I am not biased in who I'm gonna hurt and who I'm not. I'm here to defend, do my job as it is. So mentally, I've been checked.
Let me give you a scenario. January 6th. Let me give you a scenario. You said you're here to protect. What do you think about January 6th insurrection?
So I can tell you all about that. First thing was wrong. I don't believe anybody should be going into the White House. So that already is a big mistake. I'd also heard some officers were involved in it. That's wrong too. Those officers that were involved in the situation should be fired or more, even prosecuted, because people could have got hurt. I mean, that insurrection was completely wrong. And again, Trump had something to do with it. And I'm going to say it because
why is it called an insurrection and not a riot, though? Because it was a riot.
Well, it was a riot, but then it turned to insurrection. Because they start getting into the Capitol. So once you start jumping in, it turns into insurrection. Because a riot you can have a peaceful riot and not cause harm or hurt people. But of course, January 6th is not a peaceful riot. The other part, I don't think
they call them, because they call themselves patriots.
Well, they call themselves the Proud Boys, not patriots. The Proud Boys.
Okay.
So I'm not involved. Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Can I say something real quick? I'm not involved with no national group. I call myself a patriot because I was a soldier. I am not involved with any extremist group because as a military member and as an officer, I'm not allowed to be part of that anyways. I'm not. I'd be prosecuted for being part of a militia or something like that. And like I said, I'm totally against that. But being a patriot, yeah, I am a patriot because that's what patriots are called. People that serve the country have called themselves patriots for years. Now, all these other groups take these words just like, and, make them into something evil, which is not. It's sad that people look at the word patriot and think we're evil. That, I don't look at it in that way, okay? Not at all. So I got my American flag. That's the only flag I got. What's that?
I just feel like you're backpedaling now, like a lot.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to explain what I do and why I talk the way I do. I mean, my flag is only an American flag. Okay, I'm not backpedaling. I was in the military. I'm a vet and I'm a police officer. That's it. Now, and I said I'm independent. I'm not a right-wing extremist. I know that's
okay.
I don't
if
know
you're not an extremist, then I apologize. But what I want to say is your ideas about people that are communists and socialist, if they do get erratic, I think it's appropriate to want to defend yourself. But Let's just talk about the ideology of people that wouldn't mind having a stateless or classless society. Socialism is, I guess, leading up to communism. It's not an extreme version, but it's taking the means of production and giving it to the people. So let's talk about that real quick. Socialism, which has been compared to utopia, right? I'm a utopian. That's how I learned what that was, because I started studying, last year when MAGA hats were calling BLM people communists. I started to learn about it and learn what was Marxism and all these things. And then I realized that these people just want it's a gap between the 1%, is really all it is a system that was put in place from the beginning, where the 1% is making, 90% of the means of production, and exploiting to get to that point. Anybody in this country right now can be a capitalist. Beyonce's a billionaire, Kanye's a billionaire, and they're black as hell. Okay, so in this country, it's not even really about racism per se, but racism has everything to do with it, because it helps out the idea that you have to work. Someone has to push the production, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not the person who got the freaking idea of the company. There are people that have to be exploited. And what's worse is that it's trickling down to other countries. Now America's saying, hey, listen, you guys want capitalism? You guys can be capitalists. But what other race is now dealing with the exploitation demands of our consuming here in this country? Philippines, China. And China's laughing right straight to the bank because they are capitalizing on our greed.
Yeah, they are.
So at what point do we say that what we're doing here in our country while we're capitalizing is making communist countries, if you will, rich, and making them more in power? So who's winning here is what I'm saying. And I don't think China's a communist country. I think China is a serial capitalist country. But the way that their people are treated, I don't think that they're treated very fair, are they? I mean, I have to look it up.
I hope you're not asking that. That's not a real question, right?
Right. No, I met Chinese people. Okay.
They're very censorship, really strict.
They're censored, they're strict. So there's a censor, they're not equal.
This app is Chinese though.
Right. But listen, I've met Chinese people and they never really talk shit about their country.
Of course not.
They don't. Because they would get their head chopped off.
Listen, do me a favor, go to Hawaii.
They would get their head chopped off.
Every Asian, there was probably like 90% of people in my classroom were Asian.
They're listening.
And I talked to a lot of Chinese women. They are business oriented.
Yes.
They are classy women, and they have a lot of money. I'm pretty sure some of them don't. But I've just never heard this from Chinese people. I only hear it from Americans complaining that their society is so horrible.
Because we have that right.
Yeah, but listen.
Chinese don't have that right.
Buying everything from them then.
No, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, you know what? You know who caused that, right? That happened back in the late 90s.
And everybody else?
Clinton caused that. He's the one that sold us out to the Chinese.
Clinton hasn't been the president. Sorry, Coco. Come back.
Yeah, he hasn't, but he signed the agreement. Once we signed that agreement, it pretty much put us indebted to China.
But what I'm saying
That's what happened with that.
What I'm saying is, you have such hatred towards people that are communists or even countries.
Well, I don't like China. I'll tell you straight up.
You don't know anything about China.
Really?
Yes, I know you don't know anything about China.
I know all about China, buddy.
You don't know all about China. No, you don't. You're literally saying things about China right now that are literally false, and you're just making things up off the top of your head.
So watch my links, because I just took my melatonin, which was probably made in China, and it's gonna click in soon.
I just want him to stop spreading misinformation.
He has a platform. Please follow him, because we should all support each other in the political realm. But what I want to say is, you admitted you don't like the Chinese. That
the
is
China.
racist.
I don't like China, not Chinese.
Oh, China. Okay, I'm sorry.
Stop.
You don't like China.
See what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, if I was Chinese, and being from Hawaii, I adopted Asian culture. There might be a Chinese person here in America. Like, wow, like you're talking very disrespectfully about my people. I mean, I mean, do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, I have
Most Chinese people love their country because they're freer.
Lies.
You're literally saying lies,
saying
and you know nothing about China.
Why are you so like I said, I've never.
You said I'm giving
ever heard Chinese people. I've heard some people bring up some things, but I just never seen people from. And you know how many people live in China?
A lot.
So how could the government have that much
babies
control
for
over
2 decades?
1 billion people.
They were killing female babies for 2 decades to not report. So let's just kill babies.
Do you want to know why, though? I'm pretty sure.
Is it right?
Why? I'm not saying what they're doing is right. Listen, some Asian people eat some things on TikTok, and I'm just like, what the hell are y'all eating?
Right.
That freaking snail thing, they gotta freaking stop that. But I'm culturally inclined, so I wouldn't question things that they do like that. Like, this is their country. It's up
that's
to them
okay.
to decide
not what they're doing is okay.
Ran.
Oh yeah, you're showing your true color right now. Thank you.
What are you talking about? Her being
it's
tolerant
okay.
of
Well,
other
other
people's
countries
cultures
do.
is her showing her colors. That makes
But
sense.
everything our country does is wrong, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's pretend like she said that. Let's pretend like you're not putting words in her mouth.
I'm not. I'm just saying she said what China does is okay. It's not okay.
Listen, I'm trying to get you to understand that you got 2 feet and 2 doors. Okay, if that makes sense. I'm sounding like an elderly Black woman from Texas. I'm sounding like my grandmother. I'm trying to get you to understand that if you are a patriot, that you say that you are, you seem to have hatred towards people that are here, as well as people in other countries that have nothing to do with you or us. Like, why do you care so much?
I don't like
certain
beliefs.
About what? Why do you care so much about what China is doing?
About the beliefs. You don't know anything about communism. You know nothing about socialism.
I do know all about it because I've been fighting communism longer than you, buddy.
No, you haven't.
So you cannot tell me that.
Okay, can I just talk about this? Can I just ask you, how have you been fighting communism in a capitalist country?
You have no idea, do you? Afghanistan caused a lot of trouble because of Russia. Okay, why we ended up there is because the communists were there before us. That's the only reason we went there.
Wrong.
Well, of course you would say that because you don't know jack crap about it.
Okay,
I know everything about the Afghanistan incident. You're wrong about it.
No,
You're
she asked me.
wrong about
but what
it.
I want, instead of saying, watch my link, can you explain what he's wrong about for us in the back?
Let me listen.
Yeah, 100%. The reason why we were in Afghanistan, like the occupation of Afghanistan, had everything to do with oil and nothing to do with communism.
There's no oil.
Our occupation in Afghanistan had everything to do with our occupation with Iraq, which was literally them sponsoring the Ba'athist Party in order to overthrow a communist regime that implemented the nationalization of their oil industry. And we ended up going into Afghanistan because we were selling them weapons rather than going into Iran, who we were also selling weapons and actually had the Taliban in their country. We convoluted Saddam Hussein and the Taliban at the same exact time in order for us to invade Iraq so we can take control of their oil fields. This is literally in public document, my guy. You can read this.
If you guys want to relearn this, because I'm not going to be able to ascertain everything Watch My Legs just said, because he's on a whole nother scholarly level. I'm going to put this on my YouTube, and I feature all you guys, so please go there and tag yourselves or whatnot if you want to rewatch this. So what is your solution, Guardian? What would you like to see in America? And how can you incorporate some type of solution for people who don't want to be hurt by you if you think that they're threatening you? How can we save our own lives is what I'm saying.
That was very insulting. Again, see that you cannot be.
It's insulting for you to be up here. It's insulting for you to be up here putting words in her mouth. Number one.
You know what? I'm not a cop. I only am about to sleep and cuddle next to a CEO. Okay. And I can tell you what, from being with somebody on a day-to-day basis whose life is threatened by inmates that can turn a freaking spoon into a freaking shack, you do seem mentally erratic. I would just suggest, while you're serving the public, to just get some therapy. And I think there's maybe a lot of cops that think like you. You might hit your break. You've been doing this for 16 years, and you said a lot of cops are leaving the field. Why?
Yeah, because of people like you.
Okay, so when you said people like you,
Know why?
Terrifying to
Let me
think that
talk.
you
Let
can
me
pull
talk.
over.
No.
Could you
You've been
imagine,
talking
you
Look
guys?
what you're doing. Look where you're doing. Let me talk.
You've been
Let me
talking
explain
this
why.
whole time, and you've been
People
putting
like
No,
words
they
in
listened to me
people's
earlier.
mouths, and you've been saying disrespectful things. You've
Done.
threatened other people on
No,
other
I
streams.
didn't threaten nobody here on this
Yes, you
web
did.
chat.
I
So
was
stop.
literally
No, I have
there. I
not.
was literally there.
reckless.
I watched you do it. Like, I literally watched
Look,
you do
here's
it.
the problem.
Scary.
Here's the problem before I get out. Because I already
I
lost this.
literally
I'm not going to
watched
win
you
you guys
threaten
at
me.
all. Because first of all, you guys are communists and socialists. Or you go and admit it right now. Admit
Yes,
it.
I'm a communist. That has nothing
There
to
you
do
go.
with how
Okay.
you were
I am not a
Second of all,
communist.
stream.
I am
Second
not a
of all,
communist. I'm a utopian.
second of all,
I'm creating my own
cops are being
society.
hated on. Cops are being threatened to be. They want to kill cops every day, daily. They want to
No one
freaking, look, it happens. Okay, I'm near St. Louis and they hate us.
Listen,
Okay.
I literally
Second of
hope
all,
that you quit your job.
it's
You
all
should
right,
not
buddy.
be able.
It's all right.
You should
I hope
not
you
be
get
able
arrested
to
soon.
serve the public.
So,
Guardian.
what's that?
You literally offended me so many freaking times.
Like,
I am
literally.
scared that you are serving
I
our
serve my
freaking
public greatly. Don't worry about it. What I'm saying is, no matter what, socialism and communism will not take over. That's just my opinion. Is gonna say that.
He's gonna make sure
I'm
of you
Guardian. I
guys.
don't know anything about socialism or communism, and I'm scared because people have called me out for threatening people on another stream, and I'm disrespecting the host on her own show and putting words in her mouth, and I don't know what
I didn't threaten her.
That's
I
all
didn't
I'm
threaten
hearing.
her. You're saying that.
What you should be doing
I
is
like when you stick up for
apologizing.
me. Now, if me and you talk about gun
I never
control,
threatened you.
me and Watch My Legs won't be here like siblings fighting.
But did I ever threaten you, ma'am?
Listen,
You
I gotta
threaten
see
her.
though.
You threaten other people on another stream.
I ain't worried about you.
You see, that's not true. I never
Yes,
threatened.
it is. I watched
They
you
said,
do it, Guardian.
They said, you know what the guy
He
said?
works for the police. Getting
Remember
paid.
what he
You know,
said?
You made a good point. You are a cop getting paid with social programs. Really, bro? Talk about irony.
We don't have a national socialist police force. If we did, I would definitely not serve it. I'll tell you right now.
You
so second
don't
of all,
need to. Hey, listen, I'm gonna let you go because I want to have an intellectual conversation. You need some help, bro. And you also should not be being a server of the public when you don't even know the difference between people being allowed to think the way that they want to think.
You know what?
Who cares? Listen,
you know
who
what?
cares if I'm a socialist person? Who cares if I want to be a communist? Who cares if I want to be a capitalist? That is my
opinion.
In a country that you say, hold on, in a country that you say that we have our rights to enforce the Constitution. You say you love our country so much. Well, guess what? I have the First Amendment and I have free will that is God-given. You can't tell me how to think. These are ideologies. And like I said, you're not even able to ascertain that this is a capitalist country. So I can scream to the mountaintops all day that I want us to live in a utopic society, which would be my freaking dream, but I'm only going to see it in heaven. But it's not going to do anything. Our system is capitalist. So what are we even talking about? Are you talking about people in this country that want and believe and want to strive for a more equal playing field ideologies that have never been done? I feel stupid. I feel dumber having this conversation. It makes no sense. Now, if you want to implement change, if you want to implement solutions pertaining to our capitalist country, if you wanted to suggest an idea, that would be more comprehensive than you sitting over here yelling at people, suggesting that we are something that you don't know if we even are. You sat there and said you assumed that I was a socialist. And then you said that you would even go as far as freaking starting war with people. So basically, you said that you would hurt me if you thought that I was going to use this phone as a weapon. Your erratic behavior is prevalent. I feel like that, like you just need some mental guidance, bro.
I already know mental guidance. I don't.
You do
I've
though,
done
and
my
I'm
job
not even a
very
therapist.
well.
I'm telling you, you
I've
need
never
to get help.
mistreated nobody.
Let me tell you something. I'm a gun control activist, and will be until the day I freaking die, or until you guys realize that you guys are using the guns to kill each other. And you have a gun. And you have the ideas that you do, we are not safe, not even by our cops.
You're funny.
That's the truth.
Funny. You know what you just said?
I wouldn't trust you. Like,
do you know what you just said?
Like, with nothing.
You know what you just said?
You know what you
just said?
I'd
I don't
rather
trust
not call
our
the
cops
than call you. Is what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, hello, I have a robber in my house. Can you guys send over the cop? Oh yeah, we're gonna send over Guardian. No. Because you accidentally killed me because you think I'm a socialist. Get out of here.
I never said that. See, you're putting words in my mouth.
Legs. What do you have to say there? Do you guys want to keep talking to him? Because we're gonna be here. It's 12:30 now Eastern time.
I mean, I'll leave. You want me to leave? I'll leave right now.
I really just came to say.
I do want to close this up.
She wants me to leave. She wants me to leave. I'll respect that.
All right.
I'll respect that.
Bye. Nice talking to you. Oh God.
You can wrap it up. I really just came to say, like, he was actually threatening other people on another stream. Like, I watched it happen, and they said nothing to him to provoke him to do so. All they did was talk about communism, like how I do, and he just got upset and he threatened them, and it was a terrifying thing, because he's a cop. And then later on, I guess he got a lot of his friends to mass report the account and get it taken down. And so, like, I'm gonna go block him as soon as I get off here.
That's wonderful.
I don't know if you heard. He also said, "I hope that he gets arrested. Watch my legs." Like,
yeah,
it was when you guys were all kind of like shouting back and forth. But like, what? How? Like, what? I'm just so confused. Like, someone who can get set off that easily should not be a cop. Should not be walking around with a gun. Like, that's actually scary. Like, it was so unprovoked. As soon as you disagree with him, he gets so aggressive. He starts like literally yelling.
Right. I did see that. I'm completely taken back. I was going to talk about gun control for 2 hours. That's more fun. What do you have to say about people that are? I saw in the comments that somebody says that watch my legs, and I've talked to him before. Knows a lot about communism. Is there anything you could add towards the ideologies that people suggest? I mean, when I think of communism, I think of a man and in time. I mean, you got to think Karl Marx. This is an idea a long time ago that I don't think included Black people, to be honest. But the idea can be applied still to this day. If you guys look it up, he's supposed to be like the most influential person to ever have existed, because he was able to ascertain the classism gap.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we would know that there was such a huge gap if he didn't point it out. And we can all say that the elites, the 1%, are dominating all the profits. I mean, why is Bezos in freaking outer space, and he even has the nerve to thank his employees who he's exploiting to go to outer space? Listen, we don't need you going in outer space. How many people worked overtime the night the tornado came through, and they all dead? He's in freaking outer space. I mean, come on.
I think like nothing is all one way. Like, there's people always take bits and pieces of what Marx and his idea of communism was and apply it to current day society. And most people ask for a hybrid first off. Like, there are some things that should be publicly owned or like government owned and regulated, but obviously not everything. And obviously we're not trying to say like everyone should be paid the same thing, or you know what I mean, everyone lives in the same house, everyone wears the same clothes. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying that the government should support its citizens, period.
Yeah, God forbid we get $250 a month of our own money. Go ahead. What do you want to say about the whole idea of communist in socialism and capitalism? What is your
Yeah, if anyone wants a good reason as to why like communism is like the best step forward, I would recommend a book by M.J. Olgan. It's called Why Communism, and it explains to you exactly why communism needs to happen, especially within a system like with the U.S. system and our political system and our capitalist, like in our imperialist system, I should just say imperialist system. The reason why like a mixture of both can't happen is because a mixture of both still promotes the idea of capitalism whilst calling itself socialism, or at least telling you that it's calling itself socialism when it's not actually socialism. Capitalists can have a welfare state and still not be like on a socialist standpoint, and the welfare state will always come at the expense of someone else usually. Programs that they cut, like for instance, let's talk about this. We have the highest military budget in the world, in the United States. If we implement social programs that give people housing or give people health care or whatever else, and we cut the military budget by a quarter, the thing that they're going to cut the military budget on, because it's one of the highest things to pay for, is military labor. And so people who are military personnel will be getting paid less so that other people can be housed and other people can have health care. And I'm sure most of the people in the military would not mind that, because they want people in they want the public to have the same things that they have, but we should not be cutting personnel budget in order to adhere to the rich people, because they're going to continue to adhere to the rich people with our military budget and continue to give money to private contractors, because that's money that they can't cut. in order to continuously imperialize other countries. And so when you talk about capitalism having a mixture of social programs, it always comes at the expense of someone else. And that's why the step forward isn't like a mixed economy, what people say. And I think that's a loaded term, honestly, mixed economy, because you can't mix the means of production and who owns it. You can't give the means of production to the people and to corporations at the same time, because after a while, the corporations will just take back the means of production from the people anyway, even if you could do that, because they'll have too much money. And so when it comes to like the monopolistic ideas of capitalism, which is the means of production are held within private hands for profit, whoever has the most profit will own the means of production every single time. And even if you give it to the people, after a while it will just get funneled right back up to the top to whoever has the most profit. And so the way to move forward is you have to like dismantle capitalism altogether. You have to get rid of capitalism, because the motive of production underneath capitalism is profit and not human need. And so long as they keep putting profit over human need, capitalism will always, always, always make you and me the victims of it.
Yeah, someone's got to take the brunt of it. That's true. And unfortunately, I believe African Americans in this country have gotten it the worst. And the mere fact that we would even demand some type of punitive damages for centuries of exploitation is just really mind-boggling. And to have people in this country that haven't been subjected to those types of disparities is just kind of mind-boggling. So what are we going to do? Okay, because now everybody has an option to be a capitalist. Talk about entrepreneurship. Everybody's on TikTok. Everybody's working for themselves, it seems, especially with the world, everybody getting fired now. Entrepreneurship seems to be the way to go than 9 to 5. What are the capitalists going to do that are dominating the means of production when people start doing their own Amazons? I mean, how hard is it to create your own app now? Obviously, it's going to take time, but eventually, I do believe the gap is going to be closed because people are woke now and we're talking to each other. And when you can make more money, I really don't think you make that much more money on TikTok, but there are some people that do make more money on TikTok. They do sell shirts. They become very much it can become a business. What are they going to do when we're not? That's why I think the pandemic is so important, because it's really pushing us to feel the need that we need the government, right? Because I feel like they knew we were turning more towards an entrepreneurial system. So what if now we're all making money? You know what I'm saying? We're all capitalists. You don't even need workers, really. You could just work for yourself, doing what you got to do. You got to work harder, but you're working smarter.
To a point. Like small businesses make you a capitalist. Like what makes you a capitalist is owning the means of production, like having the means of production in private hands. So like, let's say you started a business out of your garage, and that's your business, that's what you do. But your house is owned by the bank. The means of production is owned by the bank. You get what I'm saying?
I'm a realtor. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I knew what you.
And get this, you guys. The government, even if your house is paid off, can do an eminent domain and take that house and give you money and kick you out of your own house. Mm-hmm. That's not right. That is not right.
The difference here is that like our government, which is why I was like, please get him to stop talking about China, because he was just saying nonsense. Within China, the difference between here and China is like the reason why people love it in China so much is because they have more of a say at what goes on in China. In China, they literally vote on individual policy. Like, it's not perfect in China, don't get me wrong by any means. Like, there's criticisms that I have of China. Even as a communist, there's criticisms that I have of China. But when it comes to like the way that they treat their people and like their programs, like their social and welfare programs, it's immaculate. It's incredible. Like, you can't become an economic miracle by Bloomberg standards and be a terrible country. That doesn't make any sense. Like, that doesn't. And so you don't get to like with China right now, they are 90% home ownership. and they have zero poverty, like zero poverty. They completely eradicated poverty. So no one is without a house, and no one is completely eradicated poverty. So no one is without a house, and no one is impoverished. And that's an incredible feat. That makes no sense if you're talking about like people who don't vote on, especially when they vote on individual policies. When the government has a policy, they're like, what about this or what about that? They put it to the vote of the people. Yeah. So when it comes to China, there are critiques of it, but the most of the critiques of it are usually the isolationist critiques of it and how they're not helping out other socialist experiments.
Right. If America was to go communist, like, you know, saying, listen, we're going to try it, right? What would that look like to you?
If when So America is headed towards like an economic collapse. I mean, we've had other economic collapses before. We've had the housing market crisis. We had, or in the 30s, we had the Great Depression. We had the housing market crisis. We've had a couple recessions in between all of those things and after all of those things. But we are headed towards like an actual collapse. The top 10% of people own 70% of the wealth in America. And the gap is actually getting larger because most of the jobs that we're creating are service industry jobs. People are leaving college without being able to go into the job field because it's oversaturated when they graduate. And so when people are leaving college with degrees and not being able to find jobs to feed themselves, they start to get angry, excuse me.
Yeah.
They angry, and as they get angry, as the money continues to funnel up, it just creates a balloon, and we're waiting for the balloon to pop, for the bottom to be left with nothing and the top to be left with everything. Our gap, our wealth gap, is bigger than the gap that started the fridge.
Right. Do you feel like these stimulus, the people don't like Biden because he's pushing a communist agenda? I do feel like MAGA hats are insinuating that because of the checks, but I'm like, you guys, we were getting what, $1,200, and recently we were just getting $250 of the child tax credit. This money is not enough to really do nothing, especially here in Connecticut. I mean maybe somewhere in Idaho you could do a lot.
$250 for the year,
but we were getting about $1,200. I think consistently for about four checks. Was it 4 checks, guys? It's 3 or 4 checks. Yeah, okay. And then we got the child tax credit, which is what we get anyway. But then he just gave it to us early in $250 increments, which has stopped. And there have been politicians that want to extend it, but there are Republicans, of course, they can't help themselves, that don't want us to continue to get our own money. I don't understand that, but I do feel like that these stimulus checks is very communist-like. Is that not right? I mean, we're getting checks in the mail, y'all, from the government. That seems very
just like communists, like welfare states do come from like communist ideals within the USSR and how they implemented it, but they're not communist by nature, because it's not like communism means
okay, stimulus checks are not communism. Is it socialism? What is it? It's not capitalism.
No, it's welfare. It's just welfare.
It's just welfare. Okay.
Yeah. Welfare, the reason why people call it communism is because most communist regimes run on the idea of a welfare state and giving people government subsidies and like stimuluses, stipends, if that's what you want to, I think they call it stipends in Cuba, stipends, stimuluses, and things like that. And so since they run on those programs to give people, you know, whatever they could give them in order to fulfill whatever it is their daily basic needs, people just call it socialist because they're like, socialist countries do this, so it must be socialism. And I'm like, that's socialist countries also have grass and lawnmowers and they mow their lawns. Is mowing your lawn communist? It's like, come on. So like, no, it's not socialism.
Are you scared of that guy though? I mean, I don't like labels. Everybody likes a label, and you probably say I'm a communist. I'm a communist. That's exactly what I am. Are you worried about people like him hurting you for even saying that? I mean, there are people out here that think that communist people are terrorists. Obviously, they're completely wrong to even judge somebody about their ideals. It's scary right now that there is a group of people in this country, or just people in general, especially cops, that think that they can take the law into their own hands, especially because they're supposed to, and think that they can hurt somebody because of an idea. These are just us. We could talk into our blue in the face about communism and socialism, but the mere fact is we're not there yet. We're not even close. We are very much in a capitalist country. So the fact that people can even judge people that have the idea of another system is kind of amazing. And also, I do want to say, can we create another system? Why does it have to be communism versus socialism versus capitalism? Why don't we just put our minds together and create a new system that's more modern and more effective for everybody? Why can't we recreate utopianism or something else? Something else. Does nobody have the thinking caps on? Like, thinking caps on? Like, why can't we do something new, something better, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think those in power really don't want to let go. That's the thing, though.
Why are we following a system that wasn't meant to be equal to begin with?
I know.
Well, are you talking about capitalism?
Yeah, I mean, as an African American person, we haven't even been in wealth that long.
So the thing
we haven't
about
even gotten the right to freaking capitalize nothing.
So, like, the thing about capitalism, the reason why we're in capitalism in the United States is because our founding fathers were capitalists. They held capital. And capital were, and I don't think I need to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, but capital back then was Black people.
Yeah.
And so,
run and tell that. Because guess what? I don't know if you guys know what chattel means, but I'm very much offended.
Yeah.
The audacity to property. Man.
That's what we were. And
well, that wasn't you. That's not your slavery. But that's my family, though. Bro.
Exactly.
Well,
like, their families were
I think
building
people
wealth.
think that when we talk about our ancestors, we're talking about centuries ago. No, I'm talking about 50 years ago.
Trauma can be ancestral anyway, so it's still a stupid argument either way.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I'll let you guys close out on this. I need to go to bed. What a wild night. It was fun, though. Listen, there's not a date. Listen, watch my legs. You be out there putting in work. Coco be up here freaking trying to make sense of all this. I mean, you guys have to understand that we are dedicated, and you guys are too, into, at least having a conversation. But when are the solutions going to come into play? I hope that the solutions are the next time we can vote, we can all put our thinking caps on and vote for the right person. Is Joe Biden, this is what I want to talk about tomorrow, is Joe Biden the right president moving forward? Even though I do love his old having self, I don't know if he's the right person. We need somebody new. Maybe somebody young. God, aren't you guys tired of these old people coming into office?
Yeah.
In office, we can change things. Many people who get in office tend to get swallowed up by the machine. But that's a conversation for tomorrow. I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, that's for tomorrow. All right, I'm out, you guys. I'm on Eastern time. You guys keep fighting the good fight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good night, y'all.
Bye, guys.